Nikos Rentas here, mentorsapproach.com. Thank you for visiting us and thank you for all the support we've been having over the last few months. It has been freaking awesome. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna jump into this visitor's email. They contacted me because of a little situation they're having with their present relationship and a little bit of the pressures of life that we all go through. And this applies to some of the younger people, but it also applies to some of the older people. So please list off any questions you have on YouTube after, and let's go into this. Hi, Nikos. Thanks for all the effort you put into your motivational work. I actually read it to my girlfriend. Oh, sorry. Actually, read it to my girlfriend and get her pumped up for the day. Perfect. I love the sharing. Please share my work with everybody. I love to hear more. I love to hear what everybody has to say and how I can improve what I'm doing in order to help more people. My questions are simple. My girlfriend is currently pressuring me to get married. Tough one. I want to eventually get married. However, timelines are not matching up. I am fresh out of school and I am in the process of launching a new startup. Awesome, dude. Startups are my thing. Love it. It's always like this adrenaline rush. I can't explain it. Love working with new people. Love working with like new ideas and then trying to come up with different ways to like just do something new. It's awesome. I've been nominated twice for Young Entrepreneur of the Year with the local Chamber of Commerce. So that's that feeling of being nominated, that feeling of almost winning, that feeling of being successful in a startup is just freaking wow. That's me, and I love it when people come out and they're like, "I'm doing this startup." So it is a risky one. Good, riskier the better. And overall, there is a chance of failure. Even better. It has been holding in my. I've been holding in my stresses and not showing them to my girlfriend, as I know more than likely I will have solid cash flow by the end of the year. Dude, you're in a relationship. If you're with somebody, you need to express the stresses you're going through. You need to talk about those things. You need to tell her, hey, I can't talk about this and this and this because of confidentiality stuff, but this is what's going on in my head right now, and I need your support. Because you don't want to be doing this for the rest of your life. You want to be with somebody where you can continually be able to express these things. The dangers we have in a lot of motivational and a lot of coaches and a lot of people in relationship building say, "Oh, don't keep it, don't be negative, don't be negative." It's when you're negative for a long period of time. I've done this. I made this mistake and I've realized my mistake. For every like two negatives, you gotta throw a big positive in there. For every negative, throw two small positives. You need to continually provide positive to the negative. Negative things are everywhere. There's always something happening. If it's not your business, if it's not your relationship, some family member, it's your dog, it's your cat, it's like your friend. You need to express that. It's part of expressing love. And you're trusting the person with it. You don't want to show up 5 years down the road and then all of a sudden, have knock on wood, something bad happens to you. And then she's like, yeah, I always remember you as this fun loving guy and you've been depressed. So I'm gone. This has happened to me. I'm not going to lie to you. It's happened to me several times. I paid my lessons. I've lost great girls because of it. But at the same time, think about it. If they left because of that, imagine, 10 years down the road, heaven forbid, knock on wood again, something happens. She goes, yeah, I know you got a tumor, but bye. You don't want that. Forget it, okay? So cash flow is great. You're focusing on the cash flow. You want to focus. So when we're looking at growth patterns and what's going to happen by saying by the end of the year, I'm expecting this. Are your increments going in accordance to plan? Are you positively seeing that cash flow increase at a steady manner? Or are you waiting for that day to be like, bam, I launched, I'm making money? Because it won't happen that way. Trust me on this. Unless you have a really good model, which is rare, it won't happen like that. And if that, you're going to have an initial increase and then you're going to drop. This has been my experience. And from everybody I know, whenever we see something come in like that, we're like, yeah, let's start growing. Let's start implementing certain aspects of the business where you can make some cash flow coming in while you're waiting for that anticipated release date. Okay, so be careful with that. It's dangerous, especially if you've budgeted everything and then after that you have no more budget to spending more money and then you realize I need to do a campaign of some form or else I'm screwed and you spent all this money. Okay, careful. How can I deal with my relationship? I love her and she loves me. However, the pressure is making me feel like I'm failing in that part of my life. Dude, you are not failing in anything. This is part of building your life, and this is relationships are tough. And being that you've told me that you just came out of school, you're doing a startup. I'm assuming you're around 21, 22, 23, maybe you're 25. You've been in a long-term relationship for sure, at least 3, 4 years. If you've been doing this stressing thing for a long time, it's time to fess up. Talk to her. Be open with her. If she wants to get married with you, she'll appreciate that and she'll delay her anticipation to get married and have kids. Okay, especially if you're doing a startup. There's a lot of my stuff that I've written is on the stresses of life and the people around you and the support. And if you're dating a bigot, or if you're in a relationship rather right now, with a bigot who is gonna just come at you and put you down and make you feel miserable, and that's the reason why you're not being honest with this person, you don't want to get married to this person. I from the deepest part of my heart, really think about that. But if it's because you're worried because she may have done this to somebody else, or you've had this experience, your job is to state what you want and negotiate what you want in this situation. You need to come out and you need to say, I literally do not want to get married right now. I want to get married to you, but this is what's happening in my life right now. And list it all off. And you go step by step and you say, this is how I'm feeling about this. This is how I'm feeling about this. This is how I'm feeling about this. Okay? And then from there, you can now negotiate on a timeline to get married further down the road. That's going to be good for her, good for you. You don't want to fall in this situation where you continue on this road, because eventually she's going to be like, here's the ring, get out of here. Go focus on your startup. You've lost me. I'm going to go find somebody who wants to get married and have babies, enjoy life the way I want to enjoy it. Which you don't want to lose this opportunity in somebody that could be the love of your life. And I say could be because you never know who the love of your life is until life carries on and you hit the lows and the highs and all that beautiful stuff. The mind plays tricks on us. Reality, reality, reality. What is your reality today? Not what it was before you started working on the startup. And I mean, if you're doing a startup on your own, it's a little bit different than with partners. But I expect my partners who are jumping into a startup to have an understanding that their life is their life. It's their personal life. You keep it out of here, because I've screwed up startups before where I try to help people's relationships. I try to be this Superman guy and I try to help their lives, and meanwhile we're working on this awesome business adventure, and then they turn around and they go, wow, I don't want to be in this business anymore, or yeah, you went behind my back to help fix this startup, this relationship of mine. It was none of your business. And meanwhile you're sitting here going, you asked me to be there, but the narcissistic characteristics come out of everybody when times are bad. And when they're good, everybody's lovely and everything is good, and this is what you need to focus on right now, is telling her how you feel, establishing a more of a plan with her long term. And quite frankly, if it were me, you're going through a startup. She may be working, I don't know the whole details. This is where a coach call would be great. But for me, I'm in a startup. I'm fresh out of school. I'm not going to be looking to get married right away, because I want to have some cash flow to go buy my wife a nice house. And by me buying the house, I mean us buying the house, and providing my side of things so I can contribute, so that she doesn't feel like she is being used. And then from there, I want to be looking at stability and growth and what happens after a year, maybe 2 years. What are you going to do if the startup fails? What's going to happen then? And I can guarantee you one big thing is the family that is coming into your life, they're going to be looking at you and going, what are you doing with your life? You should quit and go work, because you got kids coming along the way. And what are you going to do with the kids? And you're not going to feed your kids? And then all of a sudden your dream goes until you get cash flow coming in with a good job, and 10 years later with 2 kids, you go, finally, I'm going to go get my dream. I'm going to go get mine. and then all of a sudden something bad happens, and then you don't get it again, and all of a sudden you're 50. I could go on. I'm not. So that's what I would be doing, a coach call with you for an hour. I can walk through the scenarios of specifics of what's happening. We can talk about your startup. We can talk about all the different parts of your life that you want to work on, and we can go from there. It's a quick call, 1 hour, and you'll be more direct in what you want to do. Again, my name is Nikos Rentas. Thank you for visiting mentorsapproach.com. If you're looking for a coach call or a coach email, please don't hesitate to visit the website, click on the products tab, and book your appointment, or send us an email on an issue that you're having in your life that needs improvement. Again, Nikos Rentas, mentorsapproach.com. Thank you.